Well, hey, y'all. Welcome back to the
Hey.
Quest. And this week in Backcountry Couples, episode
5.
Cinco.
I can't believe it's been 5 weeks, which is kind of crazy,
Kind of crazy.
but it's been fun. So 5
We're
weeks
still on.
in the bag. We got them done. We're good.
You ready for boxing?
In the bag. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. No, super exciting. So we have, like John said, so episode 5. So
Cinco. I said
super-
Cinco. She said 5.
I know. I will say cinq. It'll be en français to me, right? I'll bring
Yeah.
out my little French Canadian stuff going on there.
How do you say in French?
I told
no.
you. Cinq.
No.
No. Anyways, so yes, we have had this great idea for backcountry couples, and our response from everybody has been really great.
Awesome.
So thanks for everybody's feedback. Thank you for your interest in coming on the show, which is kind of exciting. It is exciting. He's saying kind of. It totally is exciting.
Totally.
I know, right?
Majorly. Astronomically.
Right?
The list of adjectives goes on.
It does. So, couple things. One is, if you are a backcountry couple and you want to be on the show, shoot us an email. Okay? So you can email us at keelquest@gmail.com. You can also DM us or whatever it is on Instagram, right? You can do that at either KeelQuest, right? Or you can do it on
And YouTube.
on YouTube. You can let's choose a little note on YouTube. Or you can also, if you're to the overlanding community, you can shoot us a DM on Jack Forrester, which is our Subaru Overland Bill.
The Suba been rude.
Which is looking pretty sweet these days. So we're going to check that out on Instagram. But wait, there's more. That's too early to say that, honey.
Hey,
right?
Never too late. Can have enough. Can never have enough.
And the one exciting thing about our little show here too is that we have been so lucky and fortunate to connect with Mickwick, All Natural Fire Starters.
Right there.
I got my little t-shirt on today, see? Which is kind of fun. So they've been so gracious to supply a nice little package, right, for our guests for popping on, which is really good. So
yes.
John will share that.
Every one of our guests that do come on the show gets a nice little
all natural
fire starter packet, which has our signature red, white, and blue, and red, white, and red.
Little American flag, Canada flag.
Oh,
imagine that.
USA.
No, USA, Canada. Anyways. So we want to thank Mickwick, and Patrick. Check them out. They're totally amazing.
Very.
We actually, just another quick thing, we had an opportunity this past weekend. We were at an overland kind of meetup, and there was probably about 35 people there. And
at least. Yeah,
it was really super fun. So kind of cool to meet some people. But we got to share a door prize with them, which was some Mickwick gear and Mickwick fire starters. And they were pretty excited to get them. And it was kind of fun to share it out, right?
Excited. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have tonight another backcountry couple. Are you ready for this?
Can you say it softer?
Another backcountry couple.
Okay, that's better.
All right. So their motto is follow the journey they call life. This husband and wife team from Kentucky tackle the trails from day hikes to overnighters. Together, they share their real experiences in the outdoors. Welcome to their adventure, Jeremiah and Bridgette Stringer.
Hey, y'all.
Yay!
Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Not much. How are you?
Doing fantastic.
Cool.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks so much for coming on the show today.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. Thanks for inviting us, for sure.
You're welcome.
You're very welcome.
You're welcome. Before we get started, I just want to say something. Bridgette, you are just so stinking cute. So stinking cute. And that's how I'm setting the tone for the show. Just letting you know. Okay?
Thank you.
It's a true story. I had to get that out of there. So just a quick thing. So John and I started backpacking last
I'm
year.
not ignoring. I'm just.
He's typing down there
I'm
too.
in the chat.
We don't have enough space in our stuff. But anyway, so we started backpacking last year, like the beginning of last year, we thought about it. And we wanted to do some research and everything, right? And we came across you too, which was awesome. So, and we got a lot of tips and tricks and interesting things about like sharing gear and you know what to do as a couple and stuff like that. So first of all, thank you for that. So that's super helpful for like, you know, us as a beginner. We're getting better at it now though. But yeah, so tell us a little bit about you guys and your outdoor life and how you kind of, you know, started in the outdoors and stuff like that, started adventuring together.
All right. I'll go first.
Okay.
So we're high school sweethearts, and we dated for a long time, got together whenever we were seniors in high school, and then we got married a year after we went to college, and we ended up going to the same university for 3 years and both graduating from there. And then, you know, got big boy jobs and got married. And the whole time, I guess we had camped and that kind of stuff. Always spent time outdoors. And then in 2018, a couple of years after we were married, I started backpacking and completely fell in love with it. And then I wanted to share it with Bridgette. Do you remember our first trip?
Oh gosh, I feel super pressured now. Don't remember exactly our first trip. Did we start at the gorge? Is that one of our first trips? That's what I was thinking. It
was Memorial Day weekend. So I knew like we would, so with our jobs, we get holidays off, and I was like, oh, a 3-day weekend. That'll be a perfect opportunity.
Labor Day weekend.
Oh, Labor Day weekend. Sorry.
Labor Day weekend.
Okay.
So on that weekend, we basically drove up to Red River Gorge here in Kentucky and slept in the car Friday night. We got there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember now?
It's all coming back now.
It was raining so much, and it was dark by the time we finally got there. And we tried really hard to sleep in the car with the windows down because it was hot. Did not work. We just burned up and slept terribly that night. I remember that now. Yeah.
So the plan was we were going to get to Bison Way Trailhead and then walk in whatever, a few hundred feet or a few hundred yards and find a camp spot and just pitch a tent. But when we got there, it was absolutely pouring the rain. We went after work on a Friday, and it's a couple hour drive. So we got there, like she said, it was dark, and I walked quarter of a mile in the rain and couldn't find anywhere. Come back to the car, everything's humid, and the windows, you know, I got the water rolling down on the inside and outside. So it was miserable. I guess we should just let the car run on that.
We were trying really hard to, you know, save the gas and be smart about it. Yeah.
Yeah. And Bridgette, she was a trooper. She stuck in there. It's her first trip, you know, trying out her new gear. And we kind of, like you mentioned earlier, we're sharing gear, the tent, rain flying poles, and kitchen and all that. And met some really great people while we were out there. Another couple that love backpacking. And actually
I didn't know that was our first trip was when we met them. I feel sad not remembering that. But I love them though. So
shout out.
And who is this couple?
So Kristen and Kevin, they live right outside Cincinnati, Ohio, and a ton of people that live in that area go to the gorge.
Okay.
And I remember we were asking them like where the nearest water source was, and we were doing a big loop and ended up they gave us information, and then we bumped into them again on the same trip, and then ended up like camping near each other.
Oh, that's awesome.
We did. We camped near each other that night. I remember like we could see each other's sites across the way, and we ended up going to Gray's Arch the next day, and we just kind of stuck together the next day. I remember that. It was really cool. They're two of our really good friends now.
Yeah, and
that's awesome.
They ended up. Well, what happened was we were hanging out and happened to bump into them again, like she said, at Gray's Arch. And at the time, I was like, you know, watching a ton of backpacking YouTube, and, you know, just like you're learning all getting out there and experiencing it. And one channel that I really loved was Homemade Wanderlust, which is a channel by a lady named Dixie from Alabama.
Yep.
And
we know her.
yeah, it turned out Kristen absolutely loved. Like even
Yeah.
they named their dog after Dixie.
Oh my gosh.
So I was talking to them, and I made a comment on their shoes or something because they had cool trail runners, and I
Ooh.
was like, "Yeah, I saw that on Dixie's channel or something like that." And she's like, "Oh, you watch Dixie?" And then they gave us a ride to the other side of the gorge.
Shared some water with us. I mean,
Oh.
they were so good to us.
Yeah, sweet people. But
They
that was
are.
our very first trip, so that's how we kind of got started in backpacking. And then I'm pretty sure I ruined Bridgette from it. Every experience seems to be difficult and hard.
It's a learning experience. But did you guys camp as kids, like as a family, like growing up and stuff like that?
Yeah, I was always tent camping whenever I was growing up. And then when we were dating, there's a few times we went to the lake and just camped for a couple of nights together. And that was probably one of my first camping trips without my parents, actually, because I'd only ever gone with them. So I'd only ever camped with them and you. Huh, that's funny.
Bridgette told me today her family, that still lives in our hometown, they're headed out camping this weekend. It's, I guess, runs in the family.
Yep. I do like camping. Camping is fun.
Yeah, awesome.
It is awesome. Absolutely.
Well, I just did a quick check. I mean, Natty to the gorge and from where you guys to the gorge is 2 hours. So you're
Cincinnati?
The gorge is like right smack dab in the middle.
Oh, so
yeah. There's
okay.
ton of Ohio people go to the gorge, and then from all over Kentucky. But we live pretty far east, and Daniel Boone National Forest, that's where the gorge is, and it's a real gem for Kentucky.
We've never been. It's on the list.
It's on the list.
It's on the list. Absolutely. Are there any hobbies outdoor hobbies that you don't do together?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yes and no.
Like, I'll give you an example.
No, you don't need to give it.
John dives. I don't dive.
That's kind of what I was thinking. I love swimming. Jeremiah could take it or leave it. I love being in the water. It's one of my favorite things. And then because Jeremiah ruined me with backpacking, as he said. No,
we went like a month.
You're your best friend. I love you.
I just kidding. We did. We went a month ago, and that was probably my favorite trip, actually. The one that we went on this last time.
Yeah, that's a good one. We'll have to tell him about that one later.
Yeah. So, he goes backpacking without me with some buddies of his, but I still go just not as often as he does.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah, and through all growing up, I hunted and fished and all things like that. And Bridgette, I'm not sure that she's ever been really hunting.
I have not. I've never been hunting ever. I'm not opposed to it. I just never have gone.
Yeah, I took her fishing. The last time I took her fishing on a boat, I remember she had a rod and a reel, and
yeah,
she went to cast it, and it's a spinning reel, so it's basically got like a little catch on it that you flip up, and you hold the line and you cast it.
You opened up the bail and let her fly.
But hers was closed, and so when she went to cast it, we were like halfway through the day. It just went out of her hands, and I watched it slowly sink down into the lake. It's probably 100 foot deep there. You're never getting it back.
Oh man!
The worst. It was not mine.
Yeah, it was my sister's.
Ours. Yeah. It was not.
Oops.
That's crazy. I wasn't expecting that answer. I thought you were saying like you snagged it on something or what, but no, gone.
Gone forever.
Oh my gosh.
We do a ton of stuff together, and
we do.
Especially in the outdoors. It's really fun going with other couples. You get to have a lot of things in common, and really easy conversation. Just fun.
Agreed. And that's why we like this. You know what I mean? Like this whole backcountry couples. Well, there's so many couples who love to hang out together, right?
Right.
And it's okay to go out with one of your guys or your girls or the gang or whatever, the family. But there's something about, a couple couples or a few couples hanging out. And I don't know. I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite thing to do outdoors together?
Wow. I don't know. I would say
that was like stereo.
I'd say probably. So Bridgette is a planner, And she was just joking yesterday or the day before, saying she's planning the next thing before the first thing is even done.
Absolutely. You have to have something in the books.
She loves planning, especially stuff here at the house. So very, very often, especially, right now it's summertime, we have, it's typically other couples over to the house and like we'll play cornhole and
game night. That's so fun.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Love it.
Have a campfire, that kind of thing.
Right.
Roast some marshmallows, make some s'mores.
You always have to roast marshmallows. Necessary when there's a campfire.
It's necessary. Agreed.
It's like a magnet.
I don't know. We were
chocolate and marshmallow, just like.
I know. We were at the lake a couple weeks ago, and one of the girls brought Peeps. The marshmallow Peeps, and she made those with like s'mores out of those. I was like, interesting.
Ugh.
Never. I know. I never thought of that. But
too much sugar.
Something, right?
Did she? Wait. Look, can I ask you about that?
Yeah.
Sure.
She roasts those Peeps over the fire.
Yeah.
Very, very gingerly.
Yeah, like above.
So I mean, it's like it was nowhere near the egg because that sugar would like crystallize and like turn rock hard. But just like melt. I don't know how she did it, but
yep.
Wow. Have you all done the Reese's cup instead of like the Hershey's?
Or both.
In the past.
Or both. we have friends that do the 2-bite brownies on s'mores. So that's a good idea too.
Wow, I never heard of
yummy.
that.
Yeah, I've never heard of it either.
Yep, so you could try that one there.
Yep, a chocolate brownie smeared with heavy peanut butter, and then your mallow, and then another brownie on top.
Yeah, crazy.
Wow,
I know, right? Sounds delicious. And
So,
that dessert. That
Man, I'm getting weight just thinking about it, man.
Right?
We're chocolate lovers.
Either.
Oh yeah, right. Oh, so you'd like to have fun at the house, right? Like you have people over, it's all good. Probably celebrate 4th of July.
Yep.
Have you guys celebrated anything out in the backcountry?
Any special moments?
Like, I know that you proposed.
Oh, that's really like our first hiking.
Right?
Yeah, that was probably our
Our
first
very first hiking.
Yeah.
hiking.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to hear about that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
So, Bridgette and I were both teachers, and so we in Kentucky to get a teaching license, you have to do a semester of basically an internship, and you're teaching under somebody who's already experienced, and they're showing you the ropes. So we both had to do that, and it just so happened that the year that we were graduating was the year of Ecuador. So there was a lot of funding. At the time, Obama was the president of the U.S., and he had this big push for this, I guess, celebratory thing. I don't know if it was a PR thing or whatever with Ecuador, but there was a lot of funding for studying abroad, especially there. So we both applied because couldn't really afford to pay for it out of pocket. And then
we're in college.
We're blessed enough to both get like basically the trip paid for there.
Yeah.
And we ended up spending a month doing an internship there.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's
we taught
cool.
it was like a bilingual school.
Colegio.
Okay.
Menor.
Yeah. Colegio Menor.
Bad Spanish accent. I'm sorry.
So we both taught there, like literally 2 or 3 doors down from each other. It was a super cool experience, and you live with a host family.
Right.
So the first weekend we stayed at our respective host families' houses because you basically, they welcome you into their house and that kind of thing. And then the next 2 weekends, we were like, all right, while we're here, let's go experience some of the culture and maybe get in like a little mini vacay.
Yep.
And so I think on that trip, we took a terrible bus ride for like 4 to 8 hours.
Was it that? Was that to Puerto Lopez?
No, Puerto Lopez.
Yay.
Puerto Lopez was awesome.
But it was a trek to get there, though. I
yeah,
think that was
we
really
took a
hard
little look at Golden Graham.
What's he doing? I gotta. Oh, there he is.
I see a tail.
All the things.
So we took a flight to the beach while we were there, but this was a different weekend.
Yeah,
We went
okay.
to Baños, which is
Año State.
It's
Agua
basically-
Santa.
yeah,
It's
nailed
like
it.
the bathroom of waterfalls is like if you were to translate it
Aw.
literally, which sounds kind of funny, but there were waterfalls everywhere. It was beautiful.
Sounds gorgeous.
The rainforest. So we decided to take a waterfall tour.
Yep.
So they stuffed us into the back of one of these like crappy trucks with
Oh
the
my
the canvas top, and you're sitting in benches basically in the truck bed,
Mhm.
and they're driving on the side of the cliff. It's super sketchy.
Yeah, it is.
A little sketchy. It was a little scary.
Yeah, you're passing other vehicles and like
Oh, there's like no
you're
space.
on the side of the cliff and 5 more inches you're
Yep.
tumbling
It was a
over.
little sketch.
So
It was also supposed to be hot, and it was not hot. It was actually pretty chilly. So
we we got to one of the waterfalls, and it was something to do with a bride. I don't remember the name. I have it in my phone, but
I don't remember.
you had to hike down to it. It was like you had to walk,
Okay.
I don't know, half a mile or a mile. They hiked down
Mhm.
to it and go to the base, and it was a giant, like one of the biggest waterfalls I've ever seen. And then I had already planned this.
Huge.
And I'd bought the ring and all of that, and I'd been paying on it for forever and just kept it hidden. And then
Yeah.
Bridget's roommate helped me sneak it through security because I didn't want to check it in my luggage. I was
I was
afraid.
the only person with a roommate on the trip to Ecuador. I was the only person who was posted with somebody else. So she was the one who he's talking about.
Yeah, she wore it through security.
Yeah.
The engagement ring.
That way, if the metal detectors went off, then I wouldn't know about it still.
So,
Right.
and I thought, I don't know how Ecuador security is when it comes to going through customs and all that, but I suppose that there could be a bad apple in any place. So that ring, it was a lot of money for me at the time because you're in college broke. So, I had been planning it for a while, and I'd been planning to propose there, and then that was the place. We got like a little cabin near the rainforest in a little touristy part of town, and took that tour and then hiked down to the base. And then I asked somebody, I was like, hey, I asked him in Spanish to take a picture for us. And he was like, yeah, sure. And then we like hugged up, and I was like, one more, please, one more. And then I got down on one knee and proposed. It was perfect. I'll accept that one guy in the background.
He's forever a part of our engagement.
That's right. That's right.
Smack in the middle of it.
one random guy.
Yeah.
He's in the background, and he's taking pictures of us. But we asked the other guy to take the pictures. So I guess he was just documenting. He thought it was cool, these Americans in the middle of
It is
Ecuador.
what it is.
Crazy Americans, right?
That's right.
That's right. Exactly. Well, and I think, Bridget, you had a birthday and you guys did a little kayaking and stuff, didn't you?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
when I was born on Father's Day, right? So me and my dad have always been super connected, and it doesn't happen every year. Obviously, it's every so many years. And I asked my dad what he wanted to do for Father's Day, because this year Father's Day and my birthday were the same day.
Awesome.
So that's what my dad wanted to do, is go kayaking. And Jeremiah came with us, and it was a lot of fun. We celebrated my birthday too, I guess, but I was really more there for him. But it was a lot of fun though.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Put that one on there.
her dad and I, we have a lot in common because we love the outdoors so much.
Mhm.
I went like ginseng hunting with him,
Mhm.
kayaking,
That's cool.
camping, all that. And oh, look at that.
That's
We got a question.
Canoe camp or hike camp, your favorite? Have you ever been canoe camping?
I've never canoe camped before, so I don't know how.
I kind of already know the answer for Jeremiah's.
You have though, yeah. I
Yes.
forgot.
Yeah, I think that
I remember that episode.
Yeah.
Canoe Hound Adventures
Oh yeah.
that got to enjoy that episode. I was John and I, we have a podcast together, and we're fortunate enough to go on Canoe Hound Adventures.
We love
And I
that.
thought yeah, awesome. And I had a terrible canoe camping experience. Really, the camping's great, and I think pretty soon, hopefully in the next few weeks, I can meet up and do a little kayak camping out on the lake. But I'm definitely about the hiking camp.
Right.
Yeah, great question.
That was a good question for sure. So when you're booking a vacation, any vacation, right? It could be the beach. It could be, the backpacking, whatever that is. How do you decide where to go?
Oh, that's a good question.
You know what I mean? Like, do you have a list?
Well,
I don't have a list.
no, at one point, like we were very, very intrigued by the idea, and Bridgette still is, of living in Florida.
Yes.
Because
Okay.
it's warm year round, basically,
Mhm.
for the most part, especially if you're really far south. And it has the beach for her because she loves the beach.
Right.
And we visited there a ton, and she has some family there.
That
Yeah.
makes it nice.
It
Yeah.
does. Yeah.
But the most recent vacation that, like the big vacation that we went on, was to Savannah, Georgia.
Oh,
Okay.
that was so nice.
That one wasn't planned at all.
No.
Like, I don't know, a few weeks before, there's a guy named Jason. He has a YouTube channel called Backpacking with Jason.
Right. We know
Yep.
Jason. Yeah.
I'm really good friends with him. I was just hiking with him today in the gorge, day
That's
hiking.
fun.
And he was like, "Hey, me and Mrs. Backpacking are heading down to Savannah. If you're free, you should go too." And well, but that weekend wasn't booked, so
We're like, sure.
we just went.
We just
and
decided to go.
I guess Bridgette and Miss Backpacking decided all the stuff that we were going to do.
Oh my gosh, she had it all already figured out. All she did was say, "Hey, are you good with this?" And I was like, "Yes, you do all the things. It's wonderful." Because I've never experienced that before. Anytime I go on a vacation, I almost always planned everything. So it's a little bit hard to not plan, but it was also really cool to not have to. And she did great. It was so fun. It was one of my favorite vacations that we've been on.
Yeah, it was super fun.
It's
But
nice.
normally, like a lot of the trips, if we're going together and it's outdoors, it's because you're playing it with other people, and oftentimes it's like, okay, where's a convenient spot to meet up? Where's halfway? If it's an 8-hour drive, if we could both drive 4 hours and a cool spot, then that would be the way to go.
Okay.
It's I always think it's super fun vacationing with other couples too. So local, you can pretty much go wherever you want.
True. So when you're planning like you a hiking trip or backpacking, whatever that is, do you plan it on paper first? Like, do you get the big paper map out on the kitchen table and do all that, or do you do it on the computer with what's it called, Avenza?
That's different.
Oh, Gaia.
That's different.
I don't know. One of those little you know what I mean? I don't know. That's not my department. I'm a paper girl.
It's called Google.
Google. I don't know. What do you like? Do you know what I mean? Like, how do you plan everything?
I don't think Bridgette does anything when it comes to the planning.
Not when it comes to backpacking.
No. Okay.
Yeah, I take care of all of that. And, if she's on board and wants to go, which here in a second, we can tell you about my favorite almost favorite trip so far that we went on.
Okay. Love it.
Perfect.
I'm not huge on the paper maps. I mean, if it's somewhere local that I'm going to use it a lot and it's really detailed, like Outrageous Maps.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I think they're more local. They have like Sheltowee Trace. That's a trail through Kentucky, and they have different spots. Like they have the gorge.
I need to get my pen.
Okay.
I got to write that down.
So
I got to make the note.
It's Outrageous Maps, but they still look kind of weird. But their maps are super detailed. You get a full map set, and one will be like, it'll have it shaded where the sun rises, sunsets, like good points to sit on. It'll have all the campsites, water sources, all that kind of stuff.
Nice.
And, that's really cool.
$20. If it's near you, then it's really convenient. But most of the time, I use an app. Like at the moment, I'm partnered with Onyx Maps.
Okay.
You've heard of Onyx?
Yeah. I have it.
We have that.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you just go on. I like to go on the computer. It could be Onyx, it could be All Trails, Gaia, whatever your choice of app is. And I like to draw the route that we're going to do. And then whenever you're actually out there, you have the phone with you, and oftentimes also, if I have a paper map that's more detailed, I'll take a picture and set it as my lock screen. And
good
like
idea.
create your phone, and then you have the paper map, so you don't have to lock your phone.
Okay.
But I like the GPS especially. Like Garmin is great too. I have a Garmin InReach, and if you download whatever state you're going to, like backpacking with Jason and I went to Cranberry Wilderness. So if you download, if I remember right, that's in West Virginia. So if you download West Virginia, you have access to all the trails that are on there. And then if you're thinking well ahead, you can actually design the route beforehand. But usually, a lot of times I go on the fly, which it's probably not as safe.
I'm gonna write that down too. Just remember that Jeremiah flies by the seat of the pants. Come on.
Sometimes. So I'll tell you real quick, and then Bridget can tell you about our hike. So Jason and I went to Cranberry Wilderness not too long ago because a section of trail on the AT, he invited me to do a section hike with him. He's been section hiking the Appalachian Trail, and he's up to Virginia. And the part of the trail that we were going to do, he found out at 10 p.m. the night before that it's open but close to camping due to bear activity. And that completely messed up our whole route because we had multiple campsites along that section. And he called me, he's like, texted me, and I was sitting there on the couch, and he's like, "Hey, do you have time for a phone call?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then he called me, and he's like, "Hey man, we can't go. We got to cancel like the ride and everything, the shuttling and all that." And we sat there on the computer from 10 to 11 p.m. And planned out what we're going to do, basically drive to Cranberry Wilderness. And then on the way, we planned the route. And I remember I was riding, we were like 20 minutes from the trailhead, and I was riding on the back of like a food bag. I tore off like the paper and was writing down like, here's some potential campsites. Here's where
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I was looking on YouTube.
Darling, I'm running out of cocktail napkins.
I know, right?
We had found a route that Syntax had done. Syntax, he's another YouTuber, and he's a great resource, when it comes to his trip videos.
Okay.
That helped along with that. But yeah, sometimes it's all planned out. And then sometimes, like today, we were day hiking and we did a loop, and then we're like, let's go this other way. I've never been this way. Let's see.
Okay.
You see where you end up, but we made it. Right
on. Canoe Hound's got a
Dennis is in the house here.
He's got a question for you.
How often does Bridget hike with Jeremiah? Let's see. Percentage wise, oh gosh, I feel so guilty. Like maybe 10 to 20% of the time.
Okay.
It might even be less than that.
Way less. She went on that first hike that we already talked about.
Hey,
Labor Day.
Worth it.
She went on the Foothills Trail.
Oh, whew,
and we could talk about that too. That was crazy.
That was a tough one.
And
we've done a lot of like 2-3 nighters too.
Yeah, but I would say we could count it on both hands how many that we've went on together.
Yeah,
I'd say it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 10, 5 to 10.
I know how bad that sounds.
It doesn't sound bad at all because we do other things together, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely, for sure. It's not just the camping part. There's lots going on. Absolutely.
I liked her little trip with the branch, like wiping down spider webs.
Oh, that's like my job too, right?
She's always in front.
Yeah.
Right.
You need to make an attachment with your hiking poles.
Oh, I am. I'm usually the front hiker, right? So I'm always, doing this.
She's clearing the spider webs or finding
I'm
snakes.
greeting the snakes. Become the first person, right, that scares them.
Yep.
Right?
I'm always that person too. It's by choice though. I feel like I'm going to be left behind if I'm behind Jeremiah. Legs are like twice as long as mine. I can't keep up. I'm in front.
Right. You see in front, set the pace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
one of the
Not really
issues.
twice as long.
She's like, how tall are you?
5'5".
She's like
Okay.
5'5", and I'm 6'3". So sometimes she catches the spider webs, and then I catch them too.
Because
You know,
he's so much taller.
That's true.
you gotta really get that stick up there. I'll add on to Canoe Hound's question there.
Yeah.
I could be wrong in understating how many times we've been.
Quite a few times.
We've hiked a ton, but
I love day hikes.
yeah, the overnighters, not as many, but sometimes you're spending, like on the Foothills Trail, we were out there for 5 days, and that's
That's awesome.
that's a
Yeah.
fairly, I feel like, long couples trip for
It is.
not doing a really long trail.
Mm-hmm.
So-
Mm-hmm.
Even though we might have spent, I don't know, countless nights in the
Mhm.
woods for backpacking,
Sure.
you know, it's probably less than 30 nights total that we spent on trail together.
Yeah. And then like last year we started section hiking the
Mhm.
Sheltoe Trace because I don't like to do more than a couple
Oh,
nights
I
most of the time.
I completely forgot. I'm off base.
Yeah, we did like 4 or 5 of those trips last year, I think, whenever COVID started and all we
Right.
could do is go.
Right.
Yeah. I'm probably completely wrong then on the amount of time.
On
I
the
spent
number.
so-
Okay.
I take so many backpacking trips. It's hard to keep track
He
of,
does.
you know, all the trips and how long you spend out there and who you go with and all that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
We got another question here. Oh, I love this one too.
So we've all hit that magic moment. What's your most magic moment together while camping? Please, no specifics.
Keep it clean.
oh, I know.
Oh,
I got this one.
okay.
When we were doing the Foothills Trail, which there's a lot more details, but I was having a tough time, and I think it was our last full day together that I did anyways, and we got to the huge waterfall. What was it called? Twin Falls or something? No, I think it was something different.
Can't remember.
Kristen and Kevin would know. Anyway, it was massive. And we got to finally stop and take a break. And it was like a reassuring moment for me because I was having such a tough time. It was like the moment that I was like, oh, okay, I feel better. I know I can do this. And that was probably one of my favorite moments that we've had on trail together for sure. Was the waterfall. A big
Nice.
waterfall.
That was a good one. You want to hear an opposite?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
There we go.
So I was doing this. Let's see, who are we with? I can't even remember, but
I'm
we
not sure what
did.
story you're going to tell, so I don't know.
We did. There's a thing called Indian Staircase, and you're basically
Oh.
climbing up a big rock
I know
in
that.
Red River Gorge.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
Bridget and I, we were with somebody else. Can't remember who,
Kristen
but
and Kevin, I think.
yeah, it could be.
I think it was Kristen and Kevin.
So
Pretty
this is
sure.
a different trip. Kristen and Kevin, I guess we planned it out together, but
We've
we were going
backpacked
up.
them a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And yeah, I am way off on how much we've backed.
Yes.
I've drug her out to the woods. So we're going up Indian Staircase, and there's one part that is, it's not that it's super sketchy or dangerous, but it's very difficult, and you've kind of, especially if you haven't done it before, you don't really know what to expect, and it's kind of I don't know, it's just really rugged. And then
Mhm.
Bridget, she sometimes gets a little bit emotional whenever we're out there.
He
And
says sometimes nicely. It's pretty much a lot, actually.
so she's got to just take a moment and
Yeah. Mhm.
But I thought she was going to have a panic attack on that trip because she was
I
like,
was really scared.
yeah, it is really
Because it's
sketchy.
pretty straight up and down, and you have footholds. That's all you have. Like, and you're like, for me, I was climbing on all fours because I was too afraid to stand up straight. I was afraid I would go back. So it was scary, but I did it, and it was awesome afterwards.
So it had like a technical aspect to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Rich, if it makes you feel any better, as a crow flies hiking and goes hiking, I did Indian Staircase with them, and that same place, that's where they turned around last time.
Really?
I saw 4 people turn around there today.
Wow.
That
Yeah.
doesn't make me feel too bad
It's
then.
That's the most, like, it's just hard to get up there.
It is. It's scary. And I hate that they had to turn around.
Game
Well,
on, let's go.
You want to do that?
Let's go. I'll come down and do it.
yeah, come down there.
It's not a very long trail to get you. And that's really like the only rough part is the actual staircase. If I remember
Yeah.
correctly. I mean, it's been a while since I've been.
Love to show y'all around the gorge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to go for sure. Here's another question from Red, White, and Blue. Do you have any plans of hiking here in Southern California?
Sure.
SoCal. Southern California. I don't know if Bridgette really knows what that would entail,
Oh.
because there's some, like, you got some big mountains in California.
Mm-hmm. Well, you'd have to ask Doug. He'd be your go-to guy, right? Backcountry Pilgrim.
Yeah.
Because he's from California. He'd be, your guy for sure.
Yeah. Steve, he lives out in California too.
Okay.
He's got a YouTube channel, and there's a few guys that I know that live out there.
Okay.
They definitely got the down low on all that stuff. I don't have any
Mhm.
trip plans for out there.
No.
Hopefully in the fall I can go out west. And I was talking to John about it, but where we're teachers, you can't really take off work. It's like whatever breaks you have
Right.
is basically what you get.
Mhm.
You know, they're already giving you tons of vacation
Yeah.
time, so you don't really get. It's not like you have 2 weeks more vacation to log.
Right.
But
Right.
I don't
That
know.
is true.
Yeah, possibly. California is absolutely beautiful, and that's.
But I mean, you can't even pick a state because every state is so
Mhm.
gorgeous. Like, honestly, there's so many pluses to everything. And we're in Michigan. So what are your thoughts on Michigan?
We've been to Michigan a few times.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never hiked up there.
Okay.
We went to a hammock hang,
Mhm.
and
So much
Great.
fun.
yeah, we hung out with Chad from UGQ. I think he invited us up, and you know,
Mhm.
we got a tent and stuff there, and some merch, and they
Yeah.
had this big hammock hang with this forum, partner with this forum, I guess. And that's where I met Miyagi.
Mhm.
And Michigan's super cool. We were up there last July, and met up. I did the long trail, the Vermont Long Trail, a couple of years ago.
Okay.
And then we basically went up and we went swimming in Lake Michigan. That was freezing. Oh, was it Lake Huron?
But it was gorgeous, and it was way too cold for us Kentucky folk.
Mhm. Up there, we had a couple of my friends from the long trail. We all met up. The whole trail family met up.
Family. I love that word.
So Bridgette, she went too, and
I'd
she
never
got to
met
meet
them before. So
Mhm.
Okay.
They live right outside Flint. So
Okay.
Yep.
we went up there and camped with them. Michigan is absolutely
It's
beautiful.
beautiful.
We've been to a few different parts,
Mhm.
and I think Bridgette's favorite part is probably Frankenmuth.
Oh, you love that little town of Frankenmuth?
Well, our little Bavaria.
Little
Yeah.
Bavaria.
I
Yeah.
love Bronner's. I'm like Christmas everything. Like it's
Oh,
my
yeah.
favorite altogether. And I want to celebrate it right after Halloween is over with. So Bronner's is awesome. And Frankenmuth is awesome.
It is a cute little town.
It is, but now you got to wait till after Thanksgiving.
I'm with you, but there's no like she skips straight from Halloween to she's like, oh, we had
Full
September, October's fall.
Yes. Mhm.
Once November hit.
At the end of
That's
August,
awesome.
I start celebrating the fall and putting out all those decorations. So I've got like September and October to celebrate the fall, and then I've got November and December to celebrate Christmas. It's great.
I like those memes where the turkey's got a shotgun and say, "Back in the sleigh, fat boy. It's my season right now."
Oh,
I'm a weird.
Oh,
Okay.
gosh. We always get to talk about camp food.
Yeah.
I have one quick question before we hit this question here.
Okay.
I know when we go in and we hike or we canoe camp or whatever that is, bringing stuff on our back, first day's always fresh for us. Do you try and do the same?
I do. Like, tell them what we ate on that trip that you liked that first day.
We brought in some Papa John's pepperoni and pineapple pizza, and
Come
that
on.
was dinner the first night.
Okay.
I mean, it was only a mile. Like it was a mile into where we were camping at.
No, it's like 3 miles. It's like an hour walking.
Was it really that long?
Yeah,
Oh, I
hour
thought
and a
it
half.
was shorter than that. I can't remember. Well, either way, it wasn't a very long hike in.
Okay.
And we decided, I decided I really wanted pizza. So we took pizza in to eat that night. It was worth it. Well worth it.
That is awesome.
The
All
first
right, so there you go.
it's awesome. Yeah, my go-to is like whenever I go with buddies. A lot of times it's steak. I learned that from Jason.
Day
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, bring something like that, or fajitas, or anything.
Mhm.
Cook it and
Those
heat it
things are
up.
good.
Yep.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
We're the same too. So here we go. What's your favorite camp meal and your favorite method to cook it on? Oh,
I cooked that pizza over the fire.
you did not.
Nice.
Yeah.
We heated up like a little frying pan.
Yeah.
A camping one.
We were so hungry. I was
Oh
like,
my
I'm not
gosh.
waiting for these coals to burn down.
No.
I had like little,
on.
basically, I had kindling and some tinder. Started that tinder up, and once the kindling got going, I built me a little rack, and then took a little frying pan and put the pizza in it. Threw some aluminum foil over it, and that's how you open flame, baby.
Silver flame. That's awesome. I saw one video that you guys did, and you were cooking one piece of Spam, like over the flame of your cooking stove. Come on.
I love Spam.
You do
I
love
like
Spam.
You can buy those packets of Spam, just like it comes in like a
Mhm.
packet like tuna.
Yeah.
Like the pouches.
Yes.
Yep.
And this is something that I started on the long trail. You know, sometimes I bring Spam, even though it is kind of gross, but it's a lot less gross if it's like fried. And, you know, it's just like covered in fat. But I'll take my pocket knife and I'll stick it through the Spam and turn on my stove and just like roast it back and forth, and then throw it in a tortilla with some string cheese and maybe some chips. Oh, that is
Gourmet.
Yeah, it is. Did you know there was a Spam museum?
no.
I'm not surprised though.
It's in Austin, Minnesota. We were there, and I bought the big variety pack.
Nah.
It
So
was
there-
crazy.
So there's all different flavors, and there's two flavors. I don't know.
I don't remember where they were
I have to think.
from.
Well,
Philippines?
one's the Philippines, and the other one is in
I don't remember.
is it Spain?
But you can't get it. It might
You
have been
can't-
Spain. Yeah.
yeah. So the only places you can get these two flavors are the actual countries where they're made for, and the Spam Museum.
Wow.
It was cool.
But yeah, they had all different kinds of like bacon and cheese, cheddar, chorizo, pepper, garlic,
Wow.
smoked
crazy.
teriyaki. Oh
Hot
yeah,
Spicy. Yeah, it was fun.
they're yummy.
That was one of those roadside attraction things. So when we go on a trip, before we get to someplace, I was like, what is there between leaving home to get there? Is there anything quirky, anything interesting, like, to look up or whatever?
Yeah.
And that was one of the things that we found. I was like, all
Well,
right.
we're on our way home.
Well, we were on a big trip on our way home, but love that, right?
Yeah. Anyways, love Spam.
Love to do that.
I try to stay away from like those processed meats and stuff.
Mhm.
Whenever you're backpacking, for some reason, I guess they taste better.
It's
I
good
don't know.
fat.
It's the
Yeah,
fat.
You need the energy.
It is. Yeah. Your body needs that for sure. For sure. Are you coffee, tea, or hot chocolate people?
Coffee.
Yes.
Coffee.
It means all the above.
Oh, yes.
I absolutely love coffee, and I've had to drink decaf here lately. I had like something funky going on with my eye, and they said no stimulants. So I haven't had coffee in
Caffeine.
Like- I haven't had any caffeine in like 2 or 3 months now.
Okay.
Ooh.
I'm really, really excited to get to have an authentic cup, but I've been drinking some caffeine-free tea, and then especially on cold nights, hot chocolate.
I do
Yep.
love hot
Bed.
chocolate.
Oh, you can't go wrong there.
Right.
No. Yeah, I agree.
Is there one piece of gear you can't live without?
Probably camp chair.
No, yeah. Mhm.
Bridgette had never backpacked and had a camp chair before we took this little trip.
Mhm.
I've only used a camp chair one time. We've only gone backpacking with it once for me.
But But I don't think I've ever done a trip where I didn't at least take a sit pad.
Right.
Yes.
But other than that, I mean, like the Garmin InReach Mini, once I've got that, I pretty much do that every time, because that piece of gear, I think, is the one thing that can really rescue you. So if you're sincerely in trouble, you know, you just hit that SOS button.
True.
So I don't know if I would go on another overnighter without it, because that's a valuable piece of gear.
Agreed. If you're packing with somebody else, like another couple or whatever, do you say, hey, don't worry, I'm going to bring my GPS, don't bring yours? Or do you know what I mean? Like that kind of thing? Or
that's a good idea. No, I didn't even think of that.
Or, I mean, even then, we have the Garmin InReach, the bigger one, but I still bring a regular compass.
Yeah, I don't well, like I said, I don't do a whole lot of the paper mats. I'll print it out, and I'm kind of screwed if the phone breaks, because that has the compass on it. But I'm with other people, you know, that's probably a good idea if I'm going solo, you know, because if you're with other people, typically if something goes wrong on your gear end, then they have something to back you up, you know, if your water filter fails or something like that.
Right
on.
But the compass mat, that's valuable.
Yeah.
How do you guys split up the gear when you're together on a hike? Do you have your own stuff, or do you like one person's carry the cooking stuff, you know, one does this? Or
we split a lot of it in half. So like our tent setup, I'll carry the rainfly and the poles on the stakes, and Jeremiah has the main tent and the ground sheet.
Yeah, the tent body
and the poles. You carry the poles too, or do I do that? I don't remember.
We
split it up. Though.
Yeah, we weighed out all the components of the tent.
I remember exactly.
And then split it up as evenly as possible. I always get the heavy end, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you should.
Funny how that works out.
Yeah, it is, right?
And then we'll usually split up our kitchen set too. One of us will carry like the stove and all the different things we need with it, and the other person carries the pot and any of the other bigger stuff. So,
and sometimes we'll both carry a cook pot, especially if you know you have two things you want to eat.
Yeah.
Like, maybe you want mashed potatoes and you want like noodles with some meat in there, something like that. Then you can do both.
That makes sense. That's very good. And I think too is I usually carry the food, so my pack's even lighter on the way out. That's what I always like.
Right? I always carry the cook system.
Yes.
You carry all the food?
I do.
We each carry our own food.
Oh.
Don't we?
Yeah. We typically don't. I mean, maybe if we're having like a big dinner or something, like I carried that pizza in, and it was a whole pizza.
That was
so
nice
we put it in like Ziploc bags, I think.
Right.
We did put it in Ziploc bags. Yep.
But Golden Graham.
Golden Graham.
I know. I keep seeing this random.
Sorry.
Yeah, but
I love it.
We pack basically our own food, our own snacks, all that kind of stuff, and we only share dinner, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
but like
usually
breakfast, we'll boil up one big pot of water if we're making oatmeal or something like that.
Sure.
And pour it into individual packets and that kind of thing. But
right.
I'm not sure that we really split anything besides the tent and the kitchen.
I think that's it.
Other than that, I mean, we have like obviously our own sleeping pads and bags and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But
so do you both like to tent or hammock?
I'm a scaredy cat, so I don't prefer. I don't prefer to hammock. I've never actually hammock camped before because I'm afraid of it. I don't want to be by myself, so I prefer tent camping myself.
Yeah, I like both. Every time that we go together, we always tent, and then we'll leave a little night light on inside the tent.
I gotta be able to see.
makes Bridget feel bad.
It does. It just gives me some kind of a comfort.
You're my new best friend.
You're still gonna try it.
You have no idea, Bridget. This is too awesome. I love it.
Yeah. Miyagi and Trips are gonna get her out there to do it.
Oh, like you want me to go? Well, he said what? Hammock. Camping or whatever.
Hammock.
And it has been brought to his attention the way he says it, and now he does it purposefully. I learned that.
If I'm flying without Bridget on the backpacking, then I typically will hammock.
Yeah.
Unless, sometimes you get bored of hammocking and you want to take a tent, or maybe get a new tent. You want to try it out, or,
Or
maybe
your scenario, like wherever you're at, some places you have to use a hammock and some places you have to use a tent or stay in a shelter. So.
Yeah, because that long trail, I did the long trail, a section of it just a few weeks ago with Miyagi and, a bunch of guys. And I had hammocked, but where we slept at, you couldn't hammock because it was above tree line. It's like anywhere above 2,500 feet, I guess, where it's so far north.
Oh.
So we weren't planning on staying there. We kind of got, the weather trapped us in at 4,000 feet, and we stayed at Taft Lodge. And I was so wishing that I had tented, because I slept on the wood slats in the shelter and didn't have a pad.
I saw that.
Yeah. It's
right.
Yeah, but I usually hammock if I'm not with Bridget.
Yeah. Isn't it lighter usually too? Like it usually weighs less for you?
I think it depends on like what you got going. So like what hammock you take, what size tarp you take, the temperature. So you can take an underquilt that's not as warm or cold.
Right.
So sometimes hammock is lighter, sometimes not. Canoe Hound Adventure says, you don't know what you're missing, Bridget. Best step of your life in a hammock. See, that's what I'm saying.
I believe you. I'm just afraid to do it.
No.
We're going to try it.
Maybe.
No.
Maybe one overnighter. I don't know.
Yes, you will.
I have the same reason.
One night and see how I do.
Let's do it next week.
Oh, I'm not ready yet.
That's what I always say too. I'm not a big girl yet. I'm not ready for that. No.
You're graduated. You're
No,
ready.
I'm ready. No.
What if you, so Bridget, she wants the security of being there next to me, and like she can reach out and touch me if she needs to.
Right.
In the tent.
Yeah.
I'm right there. But in the hammock, you're in different spots. You can't reach each other. She needs to wake me up. She could just yell, but it's different. You feel a little bit less secure. You don't have those walls and stuff.
Nope.
But you can Miyagi and Trips do a great job of hammocking together, though Miyagi snores like a freaking bear.
I better write that down too.
His head. So we stayed in that shelter, and he has a short hammock.
Oh.
Because he's a shorter guy, and my hammock is like 12 feet. So like it needs really wide trees. And he hung in the rafters. Well, they weren't rafters. They were cross ties inside this lodge.
Okay.
And I would have hung up there too. But I was afraid that it wouldn't support my weight. The nails in there are not rated for two people hammocking that are holding that up. And I was like, God forbid we collapse this whole roof just because I want a hammock.
No.
So he slept there, and my head was probably 5 feet from his. And yep, he definitely snores. But I think that Trips, I think that they tie like to the same tree sometimes.
They do usually. Yeah.
Okay.
You can tie where you can see each other. Like you can both hang out in your hammocks.
Like if this is the tree, right? Then one's going this way and the other one's going like this way. Like so their heads are right here beside each other.
Yeah. Or you can lay opposite ways, like one person's head down, at the end of their hand, the other at the top at that tree. So that way you're kind of almost facing each other. And if you peek your head out, you can literally just talk. You're 10 feet away from each other.
Right.
Right on.
One day.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will.
One day next week.
John has a question.
Yeah. Well, we can definitely say who brings earplugs when you're hiking with somebody. Oh gosh, I got a lot of questions, but I like let's see here.
I wanted to ask about the puppies. So,
did they come along with you?
Well, yeah, right. You've got Golden Graham and Petey, right? And
yeah,
that's a bit of a learning curve in itself, right?
You have to bring extra stuff for them.
So either like how much more you have to carry to even getting them used to it.
You want to tell her about
We've only done it once. We've only backpacked once with them. We took them camping, car camping the one time, but we've only backpacked with them one time. Golden Graham is super hyper and wants to smell and pee on everything.
Come here, Golden Graham. You want to see him? Put him on the lap. He's a lap dog.
Is he a lap dog?
He's a lap dog, but he's a lap dog.
Come here, Golden Graham.
I get him. Yeah. Okay, so he's busy.
Yeah, he drags.
How old is he?
How old is he now?
I think he's like 3 or 4.
Born
Oh, man, he's still a puppy.
2017.
Yeah, he's young. We haven't had him fixed, so
No, he's not fixed.
he's
yet.
like a crazy all over the
so
place.
much energy.
Yeah.
It just takes in everything. So that was one struggle, I guess. Backpacking with the dogs was Golden Graham's hyperactiveness and trying to keep up with him.
Yeah, and a lot of people like their dogs are better trained than ours, and they can do like the off leash, especially at camp. But our dogs are not trained like
Our
that.
dogs are
You
not.
know, they need a fence. And
Yeah, run around and have a space and
so
yeah.
what we did whenever we took them was like we started off like walking them whatever a mile or two every day and building up, and then we did like a camping trip with them. I don't know where he is. We did a camping trip with them and like exposed them pretty much to like the woods, and
Right.
you know, they know there's going to be a lot of smells and overstimulation and stuff. And then we took them on a day hike after that.
We've taken them on a couple of day hikes now.
Yeah, we did multiple day hikes. That's true. And then we were like, okay, we think that they're ready to do an overnighter. And so we did like 10 miles, 5 miles the first day, 5 miles the second day. And I remember that was the first time I've ever been like scared about the dogs, because we got there at camp and they were still pretty active. And, you know, Golden Graham, I put his leash, I like snapped it into my hip belt. And so he was like walking in front of me leash, but I didn't have to hold it. And he's, you know, he's pulling you up hills and stuff. So
I have that pleasure. I had Petey, and Petey is
he's a fatty.
He's just a big dog.
Yeah.
No, to put it nicer.
So when we got to camp, we took some extra cordage. So I took some 550 cord and tied it between, you know, 2 trees that were 20 feet apart or whatever. And then we hooked their leash on it so that they could run back.
Yeah, made a run.
Yeah.
That
And then,
was the best decision I think we made with the backpacking with them.
and then they were so exhausted. Poor little guys. Golden Graham, it's the first time in my life I've ever seen him. Like you could push him around, like physically scoot him in the tent, and he would not
move.
Respond. He was like so tired.
He was just dead and not energy, but he was so exhausted.
Yeah, I was scared. I was like, oh my
we
gosh,
were a
I've
little
never
worried
seen
about
him.
him.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna have to carry him out the next day, but they were probably
normal the next day.
they were probably a little sore the next day. But
Yeah.
we hiked on out, and then I don't know. We like take them and get them like a pup cup or something
Yeah.
and reward them. They love. Yeah, they
Well,
love.
that's really good. There is something about hiking with dogs, or you know, canoe camping when you're portaging with dogs. They say to like make sure you have like a bright bandana on them. So if they get off their leash, like people don't go, oh my God, it's a bear or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, so they see like a bright color. And then, I mean, not all dogs are well behaved, right? Like we've had people who, you know, have made their way to a spot, maybe put their pack down or something, you know, when the dog's eating their like M&M snacks or whatever, right? Like, I mean, somebody else's stuff, right? Yeah. So, I mean, there's something to being said about keeping your puppies on leash, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think some areas it's even mandatory.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, I've had them come up on me, and you know, you're like trying to eat lunch, and they're like sniffing around at your food, and yeah.
I'm not.
I know
that. I did not know that.
Yeah,
happened.
I got some of that on the long trail, but typically, I think most people, responsible dog owners, they do a great job. I saw one today on the day hike, and it had like a bright collar. It had 2 collars. One was normal, and the other was like a bright collar with a bow tie on the front. And I was like, oh, that is so
cute.
Cute.
That is too funny. Oh my gosh.
When so when you guys are on a hike, what are you guys looking to get out of it?
Oh,
a good question. You want to go first or me?
But you gotta.
I have an answer.
All right. Yeah, well, but ladies,
Yeah, she's like,
I
right on
got
it.
it. Yep.
Whenever my motivation, I guess, for hiking, because I know I've complained about it. I do enjoy it. I have some struggles here and there, but I do enjoy it overall. But the main thing for me that motivates me is I'm being more active. Like, I'm not sitting at home playing games on my phone like I do every night for a couple hours. I'm actually up doing something. And I really like it when we hike somewhere's new, because then you get to see some new scenery. And usually, like, I love seeing waterfalls. The water is the thing that I like the most when I'm hiking. So those things are what motivates me and encourages me whenever I'm hiking. Those are my favorite parts about it.
Nice.
Yeah, I think I like the biggest thing I like about it is the camaraderie and the bonding that you get.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're going with your spouse or, you know, significant other or something like that, then it's a different experience. Life is busy. And one of the things I want out of backpacking is to leave behind that busyness. You know, sometimes, like when Jason and I were in Cranberry Wilderness, we didn't have cell phone service for 4 days.
Oh, wow.
So I was sending Bridgette texts through the Garmin, and that was like my only form of communication.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, if Bridgette and I go, it's like, it's rare in life that you're in circumstances, unless you put yourself there, that you're not just surrounded by the busyness. And there's always something going on. There's always something coming up, but everything is simplified whenever you go into the backcountry and you're just caring for your basic needs and you're looking out for one another and you're doing little things, you know, that you don't get the opportunity to do in everyday life, you know, and, you know, whether it's helping somebody cross over a mud hole or, you know, fixing food or whatever, you know, it's everything simplified and it's like a genuine, authentic bonding experience where the outside, there's no pressures, no societal pressures, no pressures from the outside world, no expectation. It's just you know, and whoever you're with, and you all can talk, you know, do whatever you want out there and
suffer through sometimes.
embrace the suck.
Right. So that'll transition to this next part of the question. So when you guys are together on the hike, do you like to know what you're going to go see, or do you like to have that wow factor when you're on a trail?
Do you mean like, what do you mean? Like not know what they're going to see?
Right. Know it or not know it. So like like you said, you can you say, oh, hey, we're going to go look at this waterfall. Or it's like, well, someone could tell you, but they didn't tell you. And you want to have that now. You want to have that kind of like surprise.
I like both.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think I kind of like the idea of both. Sometimes I like knowing where we're going, especially if I'm not super motivated or excited. I want to know, where are we going? What are we going to see? Is it going to be worth it? But if I'm like really, really excited about it, I think it's nice to not know what's coming up. I think it's nice to be like, oh, that's cool. Thanks for not telling me. Now I get to experience this with you completely unaware from the beginning. So I like both.
We did the Foothills Trail, and that 5-day trip, we had like a little guidebook, and we take it day by day. Really, we had no idea what was going to be coming up, but you know, you can look that day and be like, oh, we get to see this, this, and this. So that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
I always say that when we're together, I said, he always keeps me safe, but I keep him wild.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
There you go.
I like it.
Right? How are we doing for time with you two? Are we still good?
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, we're still good. We do have to head out pretty soon because we have a vacation this weekend planned, and we haven't packed it all. We got to leave in the morning.
So are we leaving tomorrow afternoon?
We're leaving tomorrow.
Good, but good. Well, that actually is where you guys headed to this weekend. What's your next trip? Yeah,
It's urban. We're
I'm really excited.
We're going to a theme park.
Oh,
we have
puppies.
Someone's at the door.
Yeah.
It sounds like that someone's at the door.
Yeah, you want to check on them?
Sure. I can.
Okay.
I can go. Actually, it'd probably be easier if you left. I'll just.
Oh, they're done.
Let's just wait it out.
This is an urban adventure. So we have like a life group, and we all like started from the same church here in the county that we live at.
Okay.
And kind of separate directions,
Different
but we
churches.
still, you know, we still have the commonality of our group.
Mhm.
And so we got an Airbnb up near Kings Island, right?
Yeah, Kings Island.
And
Fun.
Before, but it's going to be a more fun trip because I don't think we've ever gone with friends before.
no, I think I've only been there twice.
I've
Where,
gone with
where are you guys going? Did you say Kings Island?
Kings Island. So it's an amusement park.
That's up in Natty, isn't it?
Yeah,
Mhm.
right outside
Right
Cincinnati.
outside
and
of it.
I was there when I was a little
Never
kid.
heard of that.
I rode the Beast.
Yeah. I
The
don't know.
roller-
Is it still there? It's a wooden coaster. I don't know if it's still
It's
there.
like-
Very
If
popular.
I rode it when I was a little kid, it's old.
those are the kind that'll jerk you around for sure. But we got our life group. We all, put in together and
Which is
rented an Airbnb, and
for
we're
the
all,
weekend.
we got like a little 4-bedroom place
Yeah.
and multiple
Fun.
couples, and it'll be fun. Yeah. So we'll
Mhm.
stay there the weekend and enjoy the
really
amusement
excited.
park together.
More couple fun. I love it.
Are you guys coaster junkies?
I am.
They're okay. It's kind of like,
I love them.
Yeah.
kind of like swimming, it's okay.
I'm the coaster junk. I'm the coaster junkie. Not so much.
I'll hold your backpack. I'll wave to you when you're on the ride. It's all good. No, not a chance.
It's fun.
No, I don't like that. All right, your trip is over. You're heading home, right? You're smelly. You're dirty. What are you craving? Are you craving the hamburger, the pizza, Chick-fil-A? What is it?
My go-to, I love getting, especially if it's been rigorous hiking, I got to refill those calories. I like going to a Chinese buffet.
What?
Ooh.
So Jeremiah,
All you can eat, baby.
All you can eat Chinese buffet?
Yeah.
Down.
Yeah. Or it'd be, sometimes a craving hits you while you're out there. So
occasionally.
you're like, I know I'm going to get that when I get back, or this when I get back. So sometimes it's different for every trip. What about you, Bridget?
Mine is definitely pizza. Almost every
Mhm.
single time it's pizza.
That is awesome.
What's your all's go-to?
I'm a burger girl.
She likes big, juicy, messy
Big,
burgers.
messy, drip down your arm. Like I just want to dive right into that.
You got to have the hunch.
You gotta have the hunch over. Yeah, exactly. I love that. And just smells so good. I don't know.
They
Well,
do.
who doesn't like the smell of charred meat?
I know. Well, true. True.
Myself, it's pizza and a beer.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that sounds great.
It does sound good. So next big trip. What's your next big trip?
Together.
Backpacking wise,
Any trip.
Any trip. Big trip together. What's your next one?
Well, besides the Kings Island, I don't know if we have anything.
we don't
This
really have
month?
another big trip planned. We have like in the future a big trip planned.
Well, backpacking wise, what we're wanting to do is the Camino de Santiago.
Oh yeah, in Spain.
So that, I don't know what we consider big, but like if
That's
we,
big.
yeah, that that one would be a biggie because you got to fly all the way over across the pond, and it would take a
Right.
month or so. But other than that, I think here's basically what we do. We
Okay.
have a family calendar on our iPhones.
Yep.
And, anytime that we have whatever, eye doctor's appointment, a work day that we have to go to, podcast record, whatever, we put it on there. So we kind of see each other's schedule. And then people will ask us if we want to do something, or we will want to do something like
Sometimes an idea just comes up.
I think, I don't know, sometime last week, there's a demolition derby that was the next county over.
Okay.
So
Things.
we're like, oh, that night's open. Do you want to go do it? And then, yeah. So if there's nothing on the calendar and somebody asks, then we're like, yeah, let's do it. And then if somebody asks and something's already on the calendar, even if it's cooler, the other thing, we're just like, well,
Can't do it.
it's already on the calendar. We have this booked out. So
But we will generally, if that happens, we'll try to go ahead and plan something different. So that way we don't miss out on anything with anybody.
yeah, like Miyagian trips. Hopefully in the next couple of months, we'll have a weekend that lines up and we
Mhm.
could meet up with them.
Yep,
and-
about halfway.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Mhm.
spend a weekend together. Like they've come down here and camped with us. and we haven't been to their house.
But yeah, we need to go up there too.
Yeah, we've been up, like we said, to Michigan. I've probably been to Michigan 10 times.
Yeah, a lot.
But haven't been to their place, and that would be super fun. But yeah.
Wisconsin, right? Yeah, they're Wisconsin.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
We are going to take a Bronner's trip again soon, too.
Yeah,
but we are going to do a Bronner's trip soon.
That sounds awesome. Very, very cool. You guys have been fun.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
So, and we have to get to Kentucky. We have to see you too.
Yeah, Doc Watson agrees.
What he said. That's
he said
you.
I'd like to watch Keelan Cool the Strangers.
Let's do it.
There you go. Yeah. I feel like we're very similar, which is really cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
There's still, I'll leave out information here. There's still so much that we haven't even cracked the door on. So
yeah, so many stories we still haven't got to tell yet.
Yeah, if y'all need a guest sometime, we'd love to come back on and hang out with you.
Oh, thanks. Well, maybe we could do we should do like a couples like Hollywood Squares kind of thing, where we have like a few like different couples on. It'd be kind of fun.
Who would be the center square?
Oh, the center square. Oh, we have something crazy.
Miyagi.
Maybe I don't know. We'll figure something out. But I feel like I don't know. There's something there. You know what I mean?
Hollywood Squares of backcountry couples.
I feel like it'd be fun.
Oh my gosh. I don't have a screen big enough. I'd have to have a projector to like see everybody.
I don't know.
I don't know how you all feel about this idea, but if y'all do make it down to Kentucky and we hit up the gorge, there's multiple campsites that have super good signal, and we not we as in me and Bridgette, but we as in me and some buddies have live streamed from up there, so you could do a live episode. You know,
I love that. That'd be fun.
Oh yeah, that's her surface. It's like she's taking her cell phone. It's like, do I got signal for a live stream? I was like, no, we're in the backcountry.
Very cool.
Oh, and so now let's see. Let's pull this up so people know how to get a hold of you.
That's what I want to talk about. So you have Instagram and YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much the YouTube is Jeremiah Stringer Hikes, right, Bridgette? I mean, you don't have your own YouTube or anything like that, but you have your own Instagram.
I do. Mm-hmm.
Right. And then what about the backpacking podcast?
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit.
So John Kelly and I, and it's really cool because Bridgette has become friends with his wife, and sometimes we'll go up to John's house together. Like we went up there and ate dinner and stuff, but we'll live stream and they'll just
watch it from the Instagram. It's perfect. It's wonderful.
So John and I have the Backpacking podcast, and we were live streaming every Monday.
Right.
And then summertime rolled around, and we're like, let's do some backpacking, baby. I was off work all summer, being a teacher. So I think that we're starting that back up in, Golden Graham.
Golden Graham's back.
Puppy alert.
I think that we're starting that back in August. So look out for that. We have a YouTube channel for the Backpacking podcast. And then
can't wait.
All the platforms. But yeah, I have the YouTube channel, Jeremiah Stringer Hikes, and Bridgette, she's featured on there whenever we go together.
Yeah, she is.
A lot of fun.
She has a very important job for the YouTube channel, though. Every video, almost every video that I publish, I do a final watch through.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I do it every single time, but almost every time, Bridgette, she comes in, pulls up a chair at the computer, and sits down and watches it with me.
I've helped him update those a little bit. A few of them, add some cool things in there.
Yeah, before I export it and actually upload it, I always say, so you see anything else that needs to be changed?
Yeah.
And if I get the green light, then it goes on YouTube.
It's nice to have an extra pair of eyes.
I was
for
just
sure.
going to say that.
Yeah, exactly.
A different perspective.
I know, for sure. Absolutely. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thanks so much.
I can't wait to. I think it'll be fun. We're going to Kentucky. We got to plan something.
I know it'll be fun.
I know, right? Exactly. It'll be really cool for sure. Very awesome. And thanks for sharing your puppies. Well, I like a puppy tail, still like in between you.
See that tail right there.
Come here, Golden Graham. Come here, baby.
Oh my gosh. And we have to say thanks to the chat. Like we had a few people in tonight.
Yeah, well, it was
Yeah.
very nice.
Oh, there's the puppy.
We're about to lose. Don't let us lose the mic.
Oh, he's all right. There we go. Oh, he's super cute. He's super cute.
The other one's laying under my feet right
Yeah,
now.
Oh, geez.
there the whole time.
Perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much for having us on. Taking the time to
You are
talk.
so welcome.
Oh man, it was totally our pleasure. man.
Yeah,
It was-
absolutely. It was cool connecting with you both. And like I said, you're super stinking cute, Bridget.
Thank you.
Oh gosh.
All right, y'all. We're gonna just drop you down, and but yeah, thanks again so much for coming on.
Thank you, guys.
Stick around for a quick second.
Sure thing.
Well, that was awesome.
Super fun. I feel like energized now.
Like the bunny.
Sure, like the Energizer Bunny, absolutely. But no, I feel like, oh brother, no. I just felt like that was like really good energy and it was fun.
It was a great vibe.
It was absolutely.
I can't wait to get down there. I want to go do that thing that everybody turns around at.
Oh, all right, we'll see.
Game on.
All right, no problem.
I'll drag you.
We got just drop down the rope, honey. No, yeah, right, exactly.
I'll lasso your tail.
So we want to say thank you, right? Everybody who popped in the chat tonight, that was super fun.
Yes, thank you so much for all coming on.
Totally. Obviously, thank you to Jeremiah and Bridget. Oh, and the puppies.
And Golden Graham.
Well, just one. Golden Graham for sure, I guess, right? Mickwick, of course, thank you so much for sponsoring the show. And of course, our little package that we're going to send. I guess we could do that.
Yeah,
that we're going
right
to
there.
send out to Bridget and Jeremiah, which you're going to love. And they're super lightweight for backpacking. So
Very
you're going
lightweight.
to love that, which is awesome. And then same thing. If you like what you see, if you like us, you want to hang out with some other like fun, kind of cool couples, consider subscribing,
Yep.
right?
Hit that little subscribe button.
Somewhere over there.
That way. That way.
Oh, yeah, it's superimposed, right?
I know, it's like-
yeah, you know, and reach out and connect it. So if you know someone who would want to come on the show and chit chat with us, we're fun, we're harmless.
Ish.
It was easy peasy. It was all good. So awesome. Thank you so much again, everybody.
Yes. Thanks again. And we'll see you all on the next quest.
Yeah, we will.
Cheers.
Good night.
Ending.